Hello! And I thought I'd do another collection video. My last collection video was on my indie whips, and today we have my working whips, or what I'm calling my working whips. Really briefly, what is a working whip? A working whip is something that I know I can reach into my toy bag, pull out, and I can do 99% of anything I'm going to need to do. Whether I'm doing a demo or a class, or just generally showing off, I know that I can trust the tool to get the job done to the level of accuracy and perfection that I need, provided I'm at that level of accuracy and perfection. So that's what these are. These are my working whips. These are if I'm traveling, like when I go to Combat Con, I try to make sure to have these with me. Also this year, I'm gonna have a little bit of I'll be loaning these out a little bit because people were kind enough to loan me whips in the past, and so I'm like, cool. I know what they are. I know what they look like. They're not going anywhere. So if someone needs to use a good whip, I can do that. But I just thought I'd run through these really quick and show you what I am using, starting with this one. This is from Sword Guy Builds, Torrance Fisher. This is just his economy bullwhip in 7 feet long, and it's beautiful. I love this thing to death. Anyone looking for a first whip, highly recommend this whip. You literally can't go wrong with it. They're beautifully made. They're beautifully well crafted. They do anything you want to do. He is willing to customize them a little bit, but the overall construction of these whips mean it rolls out really, really nice. It's super accurate. It's very responsive. You feel the whole thing. Great. So that's one of them. This is one of the latest designs by Derek Taylor of Taylor's Whips. Derek and I have a very long association of creating whips. This whip, has that longer handle that I and others might prefer. I believe this is one of his straight internal whips. I'm not sure, but it's a really, really nice. Again, I have gone, quite some time with Derek. He and I going through and just continuing to work on these. Again, 7 feet long. I think all of these are actually 7 feet long. That's my working whip range. That's what I've discovered I like. Anyway, so also a really, really nice whip. This is another Derek Taylor whip. This is a slightly shorter handle, but for whatever reason, this whip came out just perfect. I love it. It again has a really smooth rollout. Does what I want. What I want it. Has this cool multicolored braiding pattern in the bronze or copper concho. I think that's what. No concho's on the bottom. Ferrule. There we go. I knew it was one of those words. But anyway, really, really nice. I really like this. This is also even more compact. And if I'm bringing a single whip, this may well be it. Like I said, everything I want. This is the Delongis by Bobby Holyoke. Really awesome whip. I got it done in UV reflective flex at the end here, so that under UV light you can see the very, very tip of it, which I thought was really, really cool. It has a beautiful weight and balance. Just a wonderful, wonderful whip. If I'm needing to get something done, I use this. Last time I was at Rancho Indalo, the wind came up a little bit, and I was using another whip, and I switched to this one because the weight of this one allowed it to cut through and be accurate, which is exactly what I needed when I was working with Anthony. So this is just a really nice whip. Really like it. This is the newest acquisition. This is by Ellison Iris of Iris Whips, and this is a 7 foot on the Delongis pattern that we put together. Fiberglass handle, really good balance. I've only used it a little bit. I've used it indoors a little bit. I got to crack it outside, and this is it's thought-provoking because you just think about what you want to do. This whip will go out and do it. It is absolutely amazing. I can't wait to get some better video with this whip. This is one of my indie whips. This is, of course, the Adventurer by Mallory Whips. And 7 feet long. Again, a couple of long conversations on what the design of this was going to be, and I'm pleased to say that it's definitely one of my working whips. If I want to do anything and I need this look, or I just want something a little different from most of my other whips, this whip will do it. Really, really nice, super accurate, love it to death. But that one, and then this one is by Glendenham, and this is what he was making for Anthony at the time that I ordered this whip. And it's just an absolutely beautiful whip. Kane Foundation, 7 feet long to Anthony specs. I really like the fact that it's relatively lightweight. Anthony likes it because he can teach all day with one of these, and I too, I think I mentioned that in one of my previous videos. I too appreciate the fact that I can have this in my hand for, 4 hours for a master class, and my hand's not tired by the end of it. So that's really, really good. So, but yeah, these 3 are Rue, these 3 are synthetic, but all of them do the job, and that's what's really important to me in a whip. I think my next whip video will probably just be the collection video, where I kind of pull out the rest of my collection and show you what else I have hidden in the toy box. But this is my working whip range, and these are the whips that I use when I need to get something done, and I need to make sure that it's done correctly. So, working whips. Well, since I was already sitting here showing whips, I figured I'd show you the rest of the collection. This is an 8-foot Florida Cow Whip by Chris King that I got through Western Stage Props. I really am happy that I have one of his whips in the collection. It's probably my least used whip, but I'm happy to have it, and it's just part of the collection. This is the first custom whip I ever had made. This is by Louis Fox. This is the Maxwell Special on a 10-inch handle, 6 feet long. This was the whip that I used the first time I went to Rancho Andalo. And actually, this is one of the poppers that I made while I was down there still. I need to replace that. But a really quick, accurate whip. I really like it. Good sentimental value there. These next two are both by Derek Taylor. This is a snake whip that I got from him because I didn't have a snake whip. And I was like, hey, would you mind doing me a snake whip? This is a fun little whip to play with. These 2 whips are kind of related. This is the combat whip that I had Derek make me, and this thing is fun. It came out just right. I've met with him several times, and trying to figure out what exactly was done right, since he does keep notes. But it's really nice. Which is related to this one. This is a Latigo Idagabo whip by Peter Jack, the Latigo Idagabo whip. I wanted one. This is a natural and black. I wanted one since I really got into the hobby. I knew that there was a combat whip out there and that there was a system based on it, and I wanted to have one. Well, it took me the better part of 2 decades, but now I have one. This is just a wicked whip. I remember the first time that I picked it up, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna do some damage with this. So yeah, beautiful whip. I'm very happy that I have the opportunity to own one. The last 3 whips are all made by a Montana whip maker, Greg Desai of Stockman Supply. He lives out in Whitehall, Montana, about 3 hours to the east of where I am. This is a 7-foot bull that I wanted. I used to have one of his bull whips. I sold it on, so I ordered another one. These 2 whips are kind of cool. This is probably one of the oldest nylon whips in my collection. I got this back in 2002, 2003, something like that, when I was still working in Virginia City, because Three Forks Saddlery carries some of his whips, and I'd always go down there, and I would just end up buying whips because I had access to them. So this is one of his stock whips, and really nice whip. I really enjoy it. He builds whips for working cowboys all over the world. So when I was ordering the 7-footer, I decided to get a matching one. This is the fully platted handle version of the whip that you see here. And what's interesting is I remark this to people who are better at 2-handed whip cracking than I am when I hand these off. And I say, hey, notice that they feel exactly the same. Although they look different and they're about 2 decades apart, they crack exactly the same. They feel exactly the same. The balance is the same. I remember when I was emailing with Greg, he kind of found his method and stuck with it, and I think it serves him well. So these are 3 whips from Stockman Supply. And that is pretty much the entire current collection as it stands. So I'm going to actually throw these into a single video because why waste time on 2 videos? And there you go. Combine that with my bullwhip, with my indie bullwhips, and there's my whip collection as it stands here at the beginning of 2025. So, until next time, practice. Stay safe.